CIA's recruitment video, the agency is being called out for pushing woke propaganda. Here's part of it. Listen.
I'm a woman of color. I am a mom. I am a cisgender millennial who's been diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder. I am intersectional, but my existence is not a box-checking exercise. I am a walking declaration, a woman whose inflection does not rise at the end of her sentences, suggesting that a question has been asked. I used to struggle with imposter syndrome, but at 36, I refuse to internalize misguided patriarchal ideas of what a woman can or should be.
All right, not a box-checking exercise. I mean, should we even know that about a CIA agent? Should we know anything?
Yeah, good point.
Our next guest is also blasting the agency, saying on Twitter, when a government agency's recruitment video promotes "your society is broken, be like us," instead of "come serve your nation," that agency has stopped serving the interest of we the people and enslaved liberty to the service of their communist master. Joining us now to discuss, Navy SEAL veteran and former FBI agent and author of the book Sheep No More, T Gilliam. Jonathan, when you saw this for the first time, what did you think?
I thought that Yoda would roll over in his grave because he's a conservative. I'll tell you that right now. No, listen, you know, it's funny because you played that clip from Liz Cheney there just a minute ago, and that's a perfect example of what's wrong here, is that Liz Cheney said that the Republican elected officials run the Republican Party, but the reality is the Republican Party is the conservative people. And these agencies that are in Washington, D.C., they fall under the same illusion, or I guess, or the same management style where they believe that the ideology or the political party that's in charge runs that agency. But really, national security and the need for protection of this nation and liberty is what should motivate and run that agency. And what we see here, the reason I tagged on the end of that tweet about communism is because when we look at the left now, and we look at the Democrat Party and the power hitters in the Democrat Party, what they say is exactly what this woman says, and this is the woman that they chose and the language that they chose in the CIA to put out to recruit. So what does that tell you? It tells you that the people in the CIA have the same ideological stance as the people in the Democrat Party that are in power, and those people are calling themselves socialists and communists. That is frightening when you think about it.
Yeah. I mean, and it's offensive, too. I actually just heard something every time I've listened to it, and I've listened to it and watched it a couple times now, I hear something different where she said, I'm a woman whose statements don't end on an upswing as if I'm asking a question. I take offense to that because everything that I say, I don't end on an upswing.
No, of course not.
Do I?
Not that I know.
But honestly, who got together and thought this was a good idea, Jonathan? I mean, really, can you imagine? Someone was sitting in a room somewhere, and I'm not sure what they thought they were trying to accomplish with this.
So what you have to realize is in these federal agencies, at this level where they're recruiting and the political agenda that they're pushing forward, it's not just a person in a room. It is a policy, and those policies are driven from the top down. And so what they're trying to do here is to send out a message that we want people like this, and if you're not like this, you're not welcome. And what happens then is people who are patriotic, who love this nation, and who are focused on the welfare of the nation first, those people won't sign up for this job. And quite frankly, they're not going to get recruited anyway because these are the people on the left that are doing the recruiting. And this has happened faster than people realize. And it's something that is, I believe, the biggest national security threat that we have now, far beyond terrorism or white supremacy, which they keep talking about, you know, in statistics in the FBI and in law enforcement on the left. This is where the real national security problem exists because these people are weakening the structure of our nation for ideological reasons.
From your insight, your experience, what would be the qualities of somebody who would be attracted to the CIA and do the right job for the country?
Well, first of all, you want somebody who has a love and understanding of the nation. That is the biggest thing. We used to say God and country. Now, if you look at that video, it's just I, me, me, me. And so love of country, an understanding of national security, and to be quite honest with you, someone who's unassuming is what you want in the CIA. You know, we have a lot of SEALs and people in special forces who come out of the military. They want to go into the CIA, but they have to go through a process of debriefing because they have this military or the special forces image. When you put somebody in a foreign country that is spying, you want someone who's unassuming, and you don't want somebody who projects that they have activist intentions or that they want to be recognized like this. That female in that video projects herself wherever she goes based on her special interests and her ideological beliefs. You would never stick somebody like that in a foreign nation to spy.
What are some of our foreign adversaries, in your opinion, thinking as they see videos like this, recruitment tools?
Some of our foreign adversaries, believe it or not, are in line with the way that these people think. But I can guarantee you, when it comes to China, when it comes to Russia, I mean, Putin, the only thing that separates him from being in the KGB is a suit. That's it. He put on a suit and took off his KGB uniform. They have to be sitting there just laughing hysterically every time they see something like this, because they see the weakening of the nation and they're not even having to do anything to cause it. It's just occurring.
Jonathan, how is it weakened? How is our country weakened by recruiting these types of folks? And when I say that, by the people that are not appropriate the way you define them.
So the way I'm defining these people is not based on the way that they define themselves. I don't care if this person defines their sexuality or gender or race by anything. What I am looking for, if I was doing the recruiting, is somebody who is coming to represent the United States and to defend national security.
But how does that, Jonathan, very quickly, how does that put us as a country at risk?
Because you cannot count on the people. It puts them in a compromising position. These people have an ideological drive, not a drive to secure the nation, and that will always come first for people that are driven by ideology. They will put that first over country.
Not supposed to be about the individual, supposed to be about the country. Jonathan Gilliam.
An entire movement.
Yeah.
It's about an entire movement on the left. That's what it's about.
Well, Jonathan, thank you so much. As always, we love having you with us.
You got it. Thank you.
All right. Coming up,